Representative and Chairman Metcalfe.
Thank you, Chairman Saylor. Good afternoon.
Chairman, how are you?
Good, good. Thanks for being with us today. The Department of Human Services Health Choices Re-Procurement.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the issues that we've had there and the error-ridden process that they've been floundering in since the last 18 months, I believe?
I'm familiar with much of it, perhaps not all.
So when they first, my understanding is the first round that they were reprimanded by the Commonwealth Court for using secret evaluation criterion. Then I think it was the second round when they came back and said, well, those awards were not going to be correct because they'd used the wrong multiplier. Are you familiar with that problem, and was your department involved with that process, working with them on that, and who caused,
Sure.
where'd the error come from?
Yeah, I am familiar with the latter part, quite familiar because Secretary Dallas and I together spent a day making calls to all of the competing firms in order to be as transparent as we possibly could be, and to share with all of them the reasons why the proposals had to be rescored. Here's what occurred. Whenever a Commonwealth agency conducts an RFP process, the portion of the score that is related to diversity and inclusion and small business opportunities the portion of that proposal gets sent to DGS, and DGS scores that component. And in this case, regrettably, it was basically a clerical error. A mathematical error was made by the staff that was responsible for performing the scoring portion of those proposals. It stems from the fact that the total number of basis points in the procurement in health choices was different than the standard total number of basis points that typically pertains to most best value procurements in the Commonwealth, and that difference wasn't caught at the right time. So the wrong formula was applied, and the diversity, inclusion, and small business opportunity points that were assigned originally were 1/10 the size that they should have been. When the error was discovered, we moved immediately to correct it, to rescore all of the proposals, and as I said, Secretary Dallas and I, had to spend the day talking to all the vendors, and in every conversation, I took full responsibility on behalf of the department for the error. It's regrettable. All I can tell you is that we've taken significant steps to make sure that it can't happen in the future.
I appreciate that information. So the first time around when they had to rescind the contracts that were being issued, it was due to the Commonwealth Court slapping DHS down because of secret evaluation criterion, as was quoted in that process. The second time around, there was an clerical error that occurred with your department's involvement with the process, and now with the new contracts having been awarded, or with the awards that have been issued, there's been allegations that there's been ex parte conversations about that procurement with at least one successful bidder during the blackout period. So you don't deal with you're only dealing with one segment of this contract, but coming from a procurement process. Agencies, my understanding is, agencies are not allowed to contact bidders during the blackout period and provide additional information that can then be used and modify the contract so that they can come back and then successfully put in a bid. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct, Mr. Chairman. I would take any allegations such as you mentioned quite seriously.
That's what I sent a letter to Governor Wolf on February 14th, expressing these concerns to him that these allegations have been made, and asking him to intervene in this contract. From your position as a secretary, I would ask that you would also talk to Governor Wolf about the letter, and I'd be happy to have my office send a copy over to you, because I sent it to Secretary Dallas related to the error-ridden and just problem-ridden process with this contract. I mean, it's just, I mean, the clerical error things happen, but the start with a secret evaluation criteria and being slapped down by the courts, then you have an error with a clerical error, and now you have further allegations that there's been these conversations and awards going to companies that aren't even in the state, that don't seem to have any ties to the state. It just all doesn't match up with what you would expect to occur in a procurement process, with transparency being a key that Governor Wolf seemed to be looking for when he was first elected.
I'll be more than happy to get involved personally and to help get it sorted out. I
appreciate it. Would you like my office to send over a copy of the letter that we'd sent to Governor Wolf to you?
That'd be great.
Great. We'll get that over to you. Thank you.